Hey everybody, it's Turtles here, and I am delighted to report that I am now officially post-op. It is one day after my top surgery with Dr. Brownstein in San Francisco, and I thought I would share a little bit about how that experience went and how I'm doing now. So basically, I was scheduled for a 10:55 surgery time at California Pacific Medical Center, the Davies campus, which is just north of the Castro in San Francisco, for those of you who are familiar with the area. I had a couple of my friends drive me down there and wait wait for me to take me back when I was all done. And we got there to the hospital a little bit before 9 a.m., like maybe 8:55 or so. And basically, how it went was first I went to admitting and shared some of my insurance information just to verify that and filled out some paperwork and all of that business. And then I was taken up to a private waiting room, and there I changed into the robe and met a couple of nurses, one of whom took my medical information and verified that, and another of them hooked me up to an IV, which I don't know if you can see right there, in my elbow. I don't know that it matters. Sometimes they do it in your hand, sometimes in the crook of your arm, so I had it there. And then I waited for a little bit, and they asked if I had any questions. I didn't really, so I just ended up waiting for them to take me down into the following room. The next room was another waiting room, this time with a couple of other patients waiting for different procedures and separated by curtains. And it was in that room that I met the anesthesiologist for the first time. And he sort of explained how that process would go, and other potential things that could happen as a result of that. And then I talked to Dr. Brownstein, and Dr. Brownstein came in, and he basically just marked up my chest, asked if I had any further questions, and didn't really again. So he said that the anesthesiologist and a nurse would be back in a little bit. So then shortly thereafter, it was probably about 10:15 or 10:20 at this point, a nurse came and wheeled me right into the operating room. And the anesthesiologist had said that they would that he would give me an initial shot, just sort of calm me down, and then they could take care of other things, and then he would, put me fully under. But I remember, I don't think I was awake for very long at all. I think I kind of passed out right away. So the last thing I remember is just people hooking up various parts of me to various little instruments and so on. Everyone was very efficient and very competent and very kind. So definitely a good experience with the staff at the hospital all around. Yeah, so I don't remember seeing Dr. Brownstein again after the whole markup thing. But I guess he was there the whole time. I literally was out for the whole surgery. I think the surgery, he said, took only a little bit over 2 hours, so it's a little bit on the shorter side. So I figured that's probably a good sign. And then after the surgery, they took me to an initial recovery room, which I'm not sure if it was the same as the second waiting room or not. I wasn't quite sure which room I was in because I was definitely still recovering from the anesthesia. And I waited in there for, it must have been about an hour. Not positive about the timing, but I think it was because I think I asked about the time a couple of times when I was in there, and so that's what I recall, is that took about an hour. And then I was taken back up to the initial room that I was in, that first private waiting room, and my friends were able to join me again there. And basically from that point on, they just wanted to do some vital tests, tests of vital stats like blood pressure and so on, and just to make sure that I was stable and that I was ready to be discharged. So there was just a little bit of waiting in that room and sort of regaining cogency, and I was talking to my friends a lot at that point. And even then, I felt pretty good. I remember they had given me a painkiller, I think Dilaudid, while I was down in either in the surgery room or I think it was in the first recovery room that I was in. They gave me some pain meds there. So I was feeling pretty good, not really that bad on the pain scale. And also not very much nauseous. I didn't really feel any nausea. They gave me, in the final waiting room, they gave me some crackers and cranberry juice and ice chips. Ice chips are amazing. They felt incredible because my throat was a little bit sore. It wasn't the kind of maybe quite as much pain as I've heard other people report, but it's definitely uncomfortable, and so the ice chips definitely help with that. It was a very good feeling. And it's probably just good to have liquid in my system again.